Good day, my name is Bluesuit and today I'll be going over my review of the early access indie relationship management life and dream simulation RPG known as Circadian City. In Circadian City, you leave your small town life behind to live and work in the hustle and bustle of the city. In your new life, you'll have to balance your job, your relationships, and your physical and mental well-being through regular trips to the gym, supermarket, and work, as well as a hodgepodge of attractions for you to pursue your interests. My character was naturally interested in video games and comic books, so I found myself spending a lot of time in Stan and Lee's comic book store, as well as picking up the occasional video game at my local pawn shop. What sets Circadian City apart from other life simulators is that at the end of the day when you go to sleep, you're transported to your dream world that gets affected by things that happen to you during the day. It really makes Circadian City into two games in one. While you're awake, you're doing your best to manage your relationships and make money, but while you're asleep, you're chopping down trees and building workshops like it's a crafting game. It's a great overall concept, however, at this stage of development, there really isn't enough connecting the two worlds to make it coherent. For example, right now you can completely skip the dream world sequences if you want to, and there don't seem to be any real consequences. Probably the largest part of Circadian City is about building relationships with your fellow denizens. When you talk to anyone, you'll have the option to chat with them. Spending hours of in-game time chatting will reveal all sorts of useful information like character backstories, in-game tips, or they might share a cooking recipe with you. None of the dialogue is particularly well written or engaging, and the garbled noises that are used as the characters' voices, which you can fortunately mute, are both jarring and distracting. However, after chatting for long enough, they'll finally start giving you quests to solidify your friendship. Of the handful of quests that I did, I found them all to be extremely tedious and generally go something like this. Brunel wants me to get an item from Lady Hildred, so I go to Lady Hildred, but before she'll help me, she needs something from Marlin. So I go to Marlin, and before Marlin will help me, he needs me to go talk to Stan and Lee, and before Stan and Lee will help me, I need to go buy paper and a pencil, and this happens all on one single quest for only one character. Which leads me to my first major gripe about this game. It is way more grindy than it needs to be. Making friends really shouldn't be this hard. If you share interests with someone in Circadian City, it's easier for you to befriend them. However, even with this bonus, you'll spend hours of in-game time talking to people for just a few pixels of a progress bar towards friendship. Making money is really in the same groove, as you make about $6 an hour, but your meals each cost $20 until you can learn enough recipes to cook for yourself. So what I ended up doing was just never eating, having maximum stress, but making lots of money, essentially just working myself to death. Later on in the game, you'll discover on your own little ways to manage your motivation to make yourself more productive at work. Which leads me into my second gripe. There's really no tutorial whatsoever in this game beyond explaining how some of the dream world works. So a lot of the time you're just trying to figure out if you're doing something wrong or if it's an early access problem, which in the case of Circadian City is about 50-50. It takes a game that should be relaxing and makes it stressful. As every hour goes by, you're burning through your limited food and money trying to figure out how the game works. Right now you can pick up Circadian City on Steam for $12. Early access titles are almost never worth their full price, and Circadian City is certainly no exception. This game clearly has some jankiness to it that needs ironed out before release, but I don't think it's worth completely disregarding yet. With its great art style and soundtrack and unique concepts and potential for dozens of hours of gameplay, I'm valuing Circadian City at $8. That being said, I recommend players who are on the fence about buying it to hold off and put it on their wish list for now. There's a link to the developer's roadmap in the description, and from the looks of it, they're planning some really great updates. However, I wouldn't jump on board until some of them actually release. I hope you enjoyed this review of Circadian City. Come see me on Twitch where you can watch our reviews in progress 5 nights a week. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Until next time, peace!